Hello, Kitacha here, TAP beneficiary from Lagos State with TAP ID 2.2.225.1112LA.20.A3212, and this is a video assessment on the recently started LCB course, Leadership Capacity Building, LCB Element 1. And so I'm supposed to answer some questions, and here goes the first one. As a young leader, what are the boundaries that constrain you at work or organization, and where could you add value as a leader if you were pushed, or if you pushed at a boundary, rather, if you pushed at a boundary? So I currently practice as a pharmacist, and I work in a community pharmacy. So there are different aspects to the pharmacy profession, and the community pharmacy is one of such. That's where you, a big shop where you go into to purchase your drugs and speak to a pharmacist. So, generally, for the pharmacy profession, because of the way it works, you sort of conferred the role of leadership earlier on in the profession compared to other professions, I think. So, right from an early stage, you're already assuming leadership roles, no matter how small your cadre is. And so, over time, I've had to take up some leadership roles and had to build some leadership skills as I go along the way. Currently in my place of work, I don't think I have much of a boundary, so to say. Although because it's not my pharmacy, I still have to submit to my boss's, view and authority. So I guess that's the boundary that I can say that I have, because it means that even if I want things done immediately, I still have to run it by my boss, and that might take a while. That might take longer than I expect it to, or than I want it to, and I might not be able to fast track some things like I would if it were mine, or if I had direct authority to go ahead and do things like I wanted to do. So where could I add value? I generally like to add value wherever it is that I find myself, whoever it is that I'm working with. So currently, for this pharmacy that I'm working with, it's a small pharmacy, and we're just growing. So one place where I want to add value is to have us grow and expand bigger than we already are. So for instance, we have a small space, and in the past 3 years that we've been here, we've been growing, like I said. So I think we've gotten to the point where we need a bigger space, and by bigger space, I mean it means that we need to have more room to accommodate more stock. So maybe our range of drug is limited right now. Our range of stock is limited right now. So if we get a bigger space, it means that we can expand our drug inventory and our stock levels, and we can accommodate and incorporate more things into the business than we currently have. That space is preventing us or limiting us from doing at the moment. So yes, one place I'm trying to add value now is trying to make my bosses see that it is actually time for us to expand. We can either expand by getting a bigger space, or we can branch out. And so we're still exploring the expanding option first, and pending the time, as time goes on, we might then consider branching out as well. Another place I'm also trying to add value is increasing patronage in the pharmacy. So, like I said, we've been here for 3 years, but it still shocks me that customers come in and they still tell me that, oh, they never knew that there's a pharmacy here, and coming in, this is their first time, and they're glad that they're here. And so I feel like if we had something that announces out to the neighborhood, announces out to the populace that, hey, there's a pharmacy here, and we can attend to all your pharmaceutical needs right here. There's no need for you to travel far and wide. Then why not? So an emblem is going to help us do that. So an emblem is a signage post for pharmacies. That's the big white box with an RX sign on it. That it has illumination, so even at night you can see it from anywhere you are. So it sort of alerts people that, oh, there's a pharmacy here. So if we get that, then that means we can increase patronage even without going through the extra mile of doing the word of mouth thingy. So yes, those are the two ways I'm trying to add value. There are other ways I'm trying to add value as well, but I think for the sake of this video, I would like to just limit it to those two. So, the second one says, what are the leadership skills that best describes you as a person? So I think I like to think of myself generally as a reliable person. I'm a very trustworthy person. I'm your go-to person. I'm very hands-on. I like to be hands-on. So I'm the kind of person that you can commit something to and rest assured that it is covered and I've got it. So I like to think of myself as also assertive. I like to think of myself as accommodating, as open-minded. I like to, consider views from other people. And I like to think of myself as empathic. So I also believe that communication is a very huge and critical skill in whatever sense, leadership or not. And so I'm very big on communication. I have great interpersonal skill. I mean, my line of work affords me the opportunity to converse and interact with people on a daily basis from different spheres of life. So it means that I currently or constantly need to work on my interpersonal skills. So I'm great at that. What are the best methods you've adopted in your leadership role in your organization? So the methods that I've adopted so far is to realize that nobody's an island. So if I have something that I think I move the business forward, I don't go ahead and do it all by myself thinking that I'm the smartest person in the room and other people will not get it. I try to sell that idea to my bosses. I try to sell them to people around me so that even by the time I run them by my bosses, it is making much sense than it is sounding in my head, right? So I like the democratic style of leadership role for me. So I like a situation where I can run an idea by my bosses, and I can, I can seek their opinion on matters that are beyond me or that I cannot currently attend to due to my level of experience and exposure in the profession. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. So I'm glad that we addressed this topic in LCB course, and it's really an eye opener because I'm actually familiar with some of these things. I just never really put a name to it. I mean, I've encountered some of these things in my previous places of work, and I'm reading them now. I'm like, oh yeah, I noticed this in my so boss. Oh, I noticed this in my team members. Oh, I noticed this in my subordinate. Oh, I noticed this in my, so yeah, this is this is enlightening as well as confirmatory that these things are actually not rocket science. They are things that we encounter day in, day out. And so the more we pay attention to it, the better leaders we become eventually. Thank you. Bye.